Hey guys, and welcome on into today's college football pick video play for November 10th, 2017. To get all of our college football plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com. Linked down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. So heading into today's action, 3 matchups on the board. We're going to be talking about the nightcapper here between BYU and UNLV and who we think has the better betting edge here against the spread. Of course, BYU still coming in here without starting QB Tanner Mangum and what has been a really tough year thus far for the Cougars. BYU coming in here as about 4.5-point underdogs with the over-under at about 49 to 49.5 points. So the road team here, the Cougars, just 2-8 on the year with one of those wins coming against an FCS opponent. Their only FBS win thus far has been against San Jose State, and that's been another one of the worst teams in college football this year. So I'm not sure the Cougars are really putting a feather in their cap over that one. In their last outing, the Cougars, they were competitive certainly on the road against Fresno State, but they came up short, losing that one by a final of 13-20. Again, another game where the Cougars failed to have any kind of success on the offensive side of the ball, and that's been the main issue with BYU this year. They've actually had a somewhat respectable defense, given the fact that this is an offense that has failed time and again and has put this defense in some really bad positions. This group overall on the year ranks 91st in all of college football in passing, 120th in rushing, and 125th in scoring average, averaging just under 17 points per contest. And defensively, given the fact that the offense has been so awful, they've been giving up about 26.4 points per game, which ranks them 67th in the nation in total team defense. This is a number we feel would be a lot better if the Cougars just had even a league average or a college football average offensive unit, but they've just been so awful. And you have to give them somewhat of a break given the fact that their starting quarterback, Tanner Mangum, has been out. But this is one of the worst BYU teams that we remember in recent memory. They have not been competitive in a lot of their games, and their offense has just been atrocious at times, not in just terms of going 3 and out or not being able to consistently move the ball down the field, but also with the turnovers. That's really cost this team in some of their games. So going on the road here, again today, not a whole lot to play for the Cougars. They're not going to be going to a bowl game. It's pretty much just for self-development as they try to maybe build some positive momentum going down the stretch and into the offseason, but just winning for winning's sake without having an ultimate goal kind of leaves a hollow feeling in players, which is why you typically don't see these teams that don't have that bowl game on the horizon producing quite as good of results as those teams that actually have something to play for. But the home team today, UNLV, they actually do have that incentive of trying to reach a bowl game. They're at 4-5 overall, and if they're going to reach 6 wins, they're probably going to have to pick up a win here today, given the fact that their next 2 outings after this are on the road in conference. So you don't want to be in a position where you have to win both of your final 2 games on the road. It'd be nice to go into that final stretch just needing to pick up 1 win to reach bowl eligibility. UNLV, they've certainly had more success offensively this year than BYU, but not so much defensively. This is a team that has really impressed in a lot of their games on the ground with their running attack. They rank 13th in all of college football in rushing average compared to 107th in passing. A team that's really tried to focus more on their ground game, milking that clock, controlling time of possession, on their way to picking up 4 wins thus far. And they're coming off back-to-back wins, one coming on the road against Fresno State and then the last outing at home against Hawaii. So the Rebels are building some positive momentum right now, which is certainly something to keep in mind. They rank 52nd in all of college football in scoring average, putting up just about 30 points per game, while their defense ranks 102nd in college football, giving up about 32 points per game. But perhaps this Rebels defense can have a little bit more success here today going against a BYU opponent that's one of the worst offensive units that they've faced this year. Also, their defense has been a bit better as of late. They only gave up 23 points in their last outing against what can be a pretty dangerous Hawaii offense on occasion. And in their outing prior to that, going on the road against Fresno State and only giving up 16 points, certainly a feather in the cap for the Rebels defense that hadn't necessarily been looking all that great in prior weeks in conference play. So coming into this one, not a surprise to see UNLV favored here by about 4.5 points. We actually thought they would be favored by a little bit more, just given the struggles that we've been seeing out of the Cougars this year. BYU only picking up 2 wins thus far on the year, 1 against an FCS opponent, 1 against San Jose State, who's arguably the worst team in all of college football. We expect UNLV here today behind their home field to go on, manage things, control the clock through their strong ground game, as they go on to build a lead and hold BYU to minimal scoring as they go on to cover this 4 to 4.5 point spread. So that's going to be our play here, guys. Siding with the home team, UNLV, as our college football pick video play. And again, you can get all of our college football picks over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. And be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.